Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickbackgarage. Now in this little video I am going to show you how to remove your wheels in case you have a puncture or you're just simply changing them like I am today. So grab yourself a coffee, or in my case a nice cup of cacao. Got a bit of man flu on the way. Or as my wife would call it, a tiny little bit of a cold. Anyway, grab the coffee and I'll see you after the intro. Right, me lovelies, we're in a freezing cold garage. It's -2 outside, and it started snowing. The reason why I need to change the rear wheel on my scooter is tomorrow is our traditional end of the season, last proper organised scooter run, and hopefully we don't get snowed out. But I think we're going to brave the conditions, and I'm hoping we can make it because. My man Hans in the club, he makes wonderful Italian pizzas in like a stone oven, which is really, really nice. So we're looking forward to that. Shrek is coming with us as well. I think I'm going to film it. But first, what I really need to do, because it's like sketchy conditions outside, the last time I was out on my Series 2, I was slipping around a little bit, greasy roads. But the reason for that is really because my rear tyre is a square and that doesn't have any pattern left on it. Now this is a request video. Let me just put that there. This is a request video. Wow, who asked me? Jeff? Don't shoot me if I got the wrong guy. But anyway, he was asking, how do you remove the wheel on your Lambretta? Now he didn't say anything specific like rear wheel or front wheel. And it might sound like an easy job, but it can be a bit of a pain, like everything Lambretta, I suppose. Now, let's imagine the scenario that you are riding around and you get a puncture on your front wheel and you have either a spare tube or a spare wheel, like I have. How do you get the scooter up in the air so that you can take off the front wheel when you're out in the sticks? And I'll show you. If you live in the UK, what you do then is find yourself house brick. In the UK there's loads of those strewn around. Grab yourself a house brick, bit of wood, bit of a stone, anything really. You just pop it here on the under the side stand here. Then just tip your scooter up, like so. Put your brick under there, and there you have it. Your front wheel completely off the ground, just with the aid of a bit of a house brick. Now, if you're really, really lucky, you can loosen the main bolts, and you don't have to take off your speedo cable. I've done that a couple of times, where you just loosen the bolts, and you can actually slide the wheel underneath the fork, and which makes things a little bit easier. On the rear wheel, we do something different. The first thing you have to do, obviously, is take off your side panel. Like so. Before you do any heavy lifting or anything here, the best thing to do is loosen the studs on your back wheel. If you have a standard type rim, then all you have to do is loosen the 4 nuts that hold the rim to the hub. But because I'm such a cool cat, I have got a Casa Performance Octopus rear wheel. I'm going to have to remove all the studs. But what I do before I jack the scooter up in any form or way, I loosen them. I don't take it completely off. I just loosen them because that way your wheel won't spin around while you're trying to loosen these puppies. So I just loosen them all off. Now, if you're really clever, it's really advisable if you've got something that you can put your nuts, studs and washers on, because the last time I was out with the boys and one of the guys punctured, he actually lost one of those wavy washers. And then the nut, which was a dull nut, it didn't tighten down the rim, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. So be really careful with the nuts. Children, be careful with your nuts and washers at the side of the road. Just put them in something. So these are all loose now, and then I'm going to show you what to do. So in my bits and bobs bag, Kickback Garage bits and bob bag, I carry the tools, the essential tools that you need when you're just riding around, or even when I'm going to the rallies. I've got all sorts of stuff in here. If you're interested to see what I pack in my bits and bobs pouches, then I'll post a bit of a link on the corner here. Which way is that? I have to remember. Which way is it? I think it's this way, this side here. Where I run you through what I normally take with me on in my bits and bobs bag. Now, it's quite funny. This is probably teaching a lot of guys to suck eggs, but I have witnessed people have these with them and aren't really sure what they are, which is a little bit odd. This, ladies and gents, is what an original jack stand that Innocenti had in their toolkit. Now, you can buy these from different makers. You can get some really fancy ones, a little bit more sturdy, from the likes of JB Fabrication. They're really nice. But this packs down quite small, actually. You can see it's quite flat, so it fits in that bits and bobs pouch quite easily. And because this is gold, sort of goldy-ish plated item, I imagine this was bought from MB Scooters. So I'm going to demonstrate this on a spare engine case I've got lying around, LI 150. What you do with the jack stand is, this is obviously the way that it is in the scooter, but if I turn this around, so at the back end, you'll see this lug here with a hole in. Right, I'm going to try and attempt to hold this engine case in one hand. Quite heavy, actually. What you do is insert it in this hole here. And if you look on the underside of the engine case here, you've got this little lug here. So what you do is, I'm doing all this upside down, so it's quite hard, is insert this in this lug on the outside, and when you tip your scooter up, it'll hit. Get it in there. There was a lot of crap. Look at all that crap coming out of that. You'll see. No, you won't. Yeah, you will. There you go. You can see that the end of this touches this lug here, and that's what that's designed for. But you might stumble across the first problem. A lot of, let me get this out. A lot of, if you've got a Clubman pipe that's really tight at the bottom of the engine case here, then you will find that you can't put it in that way. So what you have to then do is fit it from the back side, which I can't do because it's full of crap, and then it'll touch this stud lug here. Now, that's not designed for it. This is designed for the lug, but if you're just going to take off the wheel, it really doesn't matter. You're not going to damage anything. Just be a little bit careful when you kick it up, and I'll show you how to kick it up. Because I have a Sport Clubman exhaust here, I'm going to just push that into the lug. So that's stood at an angle. Don't take up your stand. What you do is you put your foot behind the lug. Really hard for me to show you this bit, but you get the gist, I think. And you lift up the scooter and just kick it to the rear. Or if you have to put it in the opposite way, kick it to the front. And then your rear wheel will be jacked up off the ground. And now I can continue to remove those nuts and remove the rear wheel. I have loosened the rear tyre here, rear wheel. And if you have a Series 1, 2 or an early Series 3, this is where the fun starts. Now, they're actually designed so that you can't take your rear wheel off. I'm pretty sure Innocenti did this to really annoy us, because this is where it gets a little bit complicated. If you're going to try and get your front wheel off, now the only way I've actually been able to manage to do it is by letting all the air out of your tyre, or if you're together with some friends, which you not always are, then they have to actually lift up the rear end of the scooter so that you can ease the tyre under this panel hook here. Now, I'm a smart lad, and so is JB Fabrication, because they have made a removable panel hook. And that is when, and this is just so, it just saves a lot of hassle. And it means that I can actually remove this by myself, just with the tools I have in my toolbox. If I can get to that nut, that is. Famous last words. Nope, I've got it. There we go. So I just have to take off these two nuts here. Nuts and bolts, lad. And I think I'm going to put that under there. I know I'm not out in the wild, but I have been known to lose screws and nuts in the garage, never to be seen or found again. There you go. Get off. There you go. That was quite handy. On the early Series 3s, you have like a spring wire that sits here. Now, this is definitely not a job for the open road, but the spring wire sort of looks like that if you've got some good imagination. What you can do, it goes up at the back, fastens to a little clip on the back of the frame and down at the other side, so they hang this way. What you can do is modify those. You obviously have to take off your number plate and stuff like that, but what you can do is cut them so that when you take your panel off, they hang down vertically, and then that will give you enough clearance to take out the rear wheel. It's just these nice little touches that save a hell of a lot of hassle if you want to change the wheel. Definitely if you want to change the wheel in a stormy day like we're going out in tomorrow. Now, my only dilemma now is that I actually have only got one spare wheel. So if you get a puncture tomorrow, you're going to have to call the wife, pick us up. But yeah, it doesn't happen often really, even definitely with tubeless tyres. So let's see if I can ease this little bugger out, please. There you go. Don't lose the nuts. There's the nuts. So this is what the panel hook looks like. Really handy. You buy it, it looks like this. It comes with the hardware to screw it on the frame, and you cut them off. I've showed you those before. But this is the magic bit. That actually means that without having to take out the air, because that sort of defeats the point, defeats the object. I was, last time I was with this lad who punctured on his, we had to take out all the air out of the tyre to put the wheel back into the scooter, and yeah, then we still got a flat tyre, aren't we? So if you've got nothing to pump it up with, you're just as buggered. So just ease it off here. There you go. Really easy when you know how. You can see the tread on this is really worn. I've got 0 middle tread on this. This tyre has gone, how far has it gone? I think about 4,500, and that's about as far as it can get out of a 10-inch wheel. I mean, it must be a real pain in the arse for the lads who have got these really powerful engines. I reckon you're going to wear out your tyre a lot quicker than what I do. Luckily for me, this is a winter tyre, which is excellent on gravel. I really love these, and really good on the asphalt as well. And we do get sort of monsoon-like weather like you do in the UK in the summer, and they work really, really well in the wet as well. And as you might have guessed, they are actually MC20 Monsoon, made by Miters, or you can Google Sava as well. Right, on with the new one. I have pumped this tyre up to... Oh, gotta ease it in there. This is where you mess up all your paintwork. If you haven't removed the panel hook on a series 1 or 2, you're going to do more than mess up the... you're definitely going to mess up the paintwork. There you go, I got it on without messing up the paintwork, which is pretty good. And then it's just a case of replacing my nuts. Do I dare take that out? Yeah, I do. I dare take it out. There you go. I'll probably curse later on. But on these Casa Performance ones, they come with, I don't know, it's sort of a serrated washer. I would say it was half a no-lock nut. I haven't had them loosen. When you've got 8 studs, they're not really going anywhere. It's a really good idea once you fit wheels. If you, like tomorrow, we're not riding that far, I think like 50 kilometers. But then before I take it out again, I'm going to go over the nuts once more, because they really do need to be ettertrekt. What's that, Odin? What's that in English? It's when you... oh, goodness gracious. I can't even speak Norwegian anymore. What? Have I fit all those... have I got an extra one? No. There it is. I had one missing there. Now, the reason why but while I'm doing this, I thought I'd jabber a little bit. The reason why I've been away for a while, almost a month, is because I got some really good news. But first off, I'll tell you, the autumn at my work, a lot of people ask me about that, what do you work as? I run a non-profit push bike shop that is disguised. It's disguised as a shop, but it is a work training arena for people that have had problems with alcohol or drug abuse. So they're at my place for about 6 months before they go on to some proper training. So I sort of learn them how to get to work on time, commitments, decision making, socialise them, because some of the lads and ladies that are at my place, they have been away from real society for quite a long time. Some of them not that long, some of them a long time. So they've got a lot of psychological issues as well. But the good news is that I was informed a month ago that I am now going to be a granddad. I mean, look at this. Is this granddad material? I don't know. So just after Christmas, we're actually going to have a little baby girl. Not me, obviously, but one of my kids. And what we've been doing is trying to sort out their house so we can accommodate a little baby. So a lot of my time has in the evenings has gone to that, and the fact that I've been working quite late as well during the week means that I've sort of been working around the clock but not really done anything scooter related. One thing that I'm going to be doing in future videos is there's a TV 175, another one. It seems like they grow on trees here. TV 175. When I tighten the bolts up, I like to tighten them in cross formation. What that means is just at the top there, on the top, just ease it on the bottom. So I do it diagonally, basically, just to get it on straight, flat. Yeah, so this TV 175 is coming. Really looking forward to that. Original paint, not in the same condition as the last one I did. But we're going to be building an engine on that. I think it's coming in a couple of weeks. The cool thing is, the lad who owns it, he wants to learn about all the workings and gubbins in the engine. So if I'm allowed, I think I'll film it while I'm teaching him. And maybe that will make a little bit more sense to to the noobs out there. And I'll go through what we're going to do with that exactly when that video comes. So I'm just nipping these up because just to get the wheel on, make sure the wheel is on flat and adjacent to the hub on the studs. That's good. And then drop it off the stand. Just tip the scooter over and kick back your little stand. Don't forget to take it out. Do that immediately so that you remember it. And then it's simply a case of tucking up these nuts, fitting the panel, getting on my scooter and freezing my nuts off tomorrow. Hopefully I'll film it. So that should be the next video. And now it's simply a case of me just tightening up these nuts while it's on the, while I've got the friction of the back wheel on this. It means you can tighten them up properly. I don't actually use a torque wrench on these because they've got those serrated nuts. I just tighten them up by hand and then torque them up after I've done about 50 k's. So I love you and leave you, and hopefully we won't freeze our balls off too much tomorrow, and I'll be able to do some filming, and that should hopefully be the next video. And then after that again, so I've got quite a bit of things that I'm going to be filming. If you look on the back of the workshop there, just ignore that LD. You've probably, followers of the channel have probably seen that quite a few times. I'm actually almost done with this, so that's what I've got to do before the guy comes with. If you look right at the back of the workshop there, you'll see I've got loads of BGM parts. Obviously, I'm going to be building RT195. Going to stroke it with a 60 by 110 crankshaft because I really, really like those. And we're going to be fitting the sports exhaust, the Clubman Sport. And yeah, hunky-dory. I love you and leave you. And I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!